Paddington was a blast. That movie warmed hearts of many people, so the second one was an obvious result. Did it live up to expectation or maybe even exceeded it? Life is good for Paddington Brown. He's fully settled in with the Browns in Windsor Gardens, being his usual polite, marmalade-loving self. But when he stumbles upon a beautiful pop-up book of London in Mr. Gruber's antique shop, he knows exactly what to do. Buy it as a perfect gift for his dear Aunt Lucy's 100th birthday, because what's more wholesome than the bear trying to get his aunt the best present ever? Determined, Paddington takes on series of odd jobs, including window cleaning, and starts saving every penny. But of course, life isn't that simple. One night, he witnesses a break-in at the shop, and before he knows it, the book is stolen, he's accused of a crime, and the real thief escapes with the prize. With no proof to clear his name, poor Paddington is sentenced to 10 years in Portobello prison. Yes, 10 years for a pop-up book. Just a system. Where are you at? Inside prison, things take an unexpected turn when the intimidating but oddly lovable Knuckles McGinty, the prison chef, discovers Paddington's legendary marmalade sandwiches and immediately puts him to work in the kitchen. Meanwhile, back in the outside world, the Browns are on a mission to prove Paddington's innocence. At the same time, stuck in prison, Paddington begins to lose hope, thinking the Browns have forgotten him. As if. But don't worry, little bear, help is on the way. If you ever doubted that a small, marmalade-loving bear could carry one of the best-reviewed films of all time, let Paddington 2 prove you wrong. Released in 2017, this British-French Luxembourgish, yes really, cinematic gem is directed by Paul Kane and co-written by Kane and Simon Fernley. The sequel brings back Ben Whishaw as the voice of everyone's favorite polite bear alongside a ridiculously stacked live-action cast. Filming kicked off in 2016, wrapping up just months before its release in 2017. The movie didn't just perform well, it crushed it, raking in $227 million worldwide and earning widespread critical acclaim. On Rotten Tomatoes, it hit an unheard of 100% score, making it the highest rated film on the site, until some joyless contrarian came along in 2021 and ruined the streak.
Paddington 2 continues to have the highest score on Rotten Tomatoes.
Well, it's a perfect film, yeah.
Because it's a perfect film.
Yeah, some bastard didn't like it being 100% and wrote a bad review.
I know,
So
like it after the fact.
But even so, it remains one of the most beloved films of the decade. BAFTA loved it too, giving Paddington 2 3 nominations, including Best Adapted Screenplay and Outstanding British Film. And Hugh Grant, he scored a nomination for Best Supporting Actor, which, honestly, he should have won for that musical number alone. Back in April 2015, Paddington producer David Heyman made the best kind of announcement. Our favorite little bear was getting a sequel. Not only that, but Paul Kane was set to return as director and co-writer, teaming up with Simon Farnaby to craft yet another heartwarming, marmalade-fueled adventure. The film, produced by Heyman's Heyday Films and Studio Canal, was officially a British-French co-production. By October 2016, the Paddington Dream Team was locked in, but then the sequel upped the game with two absolute legends, Brendan Gleeson and Hugh Grant. And in what can only be described as the most self-aware casting choice ever, Grant played an enormously vain and narcissistic, washed-up actor. His words, not mine. But also, tell me that the role wasn't written specifically for him. Filming kicked off on October 18, 2016, with a mix of stage and location shoots. While many of the cozy interiors were filmed at Pinewood Studios and Warner Brothers Studios, the production made sure to showcase the best of London. Think Tower Bridge, St. Paul's Cathedral, and Little Venice. Because if you're making a movie about Paddington, you better make London look magical. The film's stunning visual effects, including that gorgeous pop-up book sequence, were crafted by Framestone, proving once again that Paddington deserves only the finest animation wizardry. And if you thought that Prison Dance was weirdly amazing, that thanks to Craig Revel Horwood, who choreographed the whole thing. By June 27, 2017, principal photography wrapped. But the day also carried a bittersweet note. Paddington's original creator, Michael Bond, passed away that very day, and the film was lovingly dedicated to him. A fitting tribute to the man who gave us the world's politest bear. Let's bring some interesting facts that didn't make it to the first video about Paddington. Michael Bond originally thought it'd be cool if Paddington came from Africa, a continent he had visited and found exciting. Just one problem. No bears there. A small but crucial detail. Someone then suggested South America, where bears actually exist, and that's how Paddington became a proud Peruvian. Since Paddington is literally named after the station where the Brown family found him, complete with the iconic "Please look after this bear" tag, it makes sense that the place has gone all in on the theme. There's a life-sized bronze statue of him sitting on his suitcase, plus an entire shop dedicated to Paddington merch. Before becoming a full-time writer, Michael Bond had a pretty varied resume, including working as a cameraman on Blue Peter, one of the UK's most famous kids' TV shows. Turns out, he was developing ideas for Paddington during that time. Imagine, two British childhood icons crossing paths like that. Unlike Africa, Peru actually has bears, specifically the spectacle bear. They get their name from the unique markings around the eyes that kind of look like glasses. Sadly, they're a vulnerable species due to the habitat loss, so let's keep an eye out for them and help protect them. Why does he love marmalade so much? Good question. Bears in real life, like Winnie the Pooh, are all about honey, but Michael Bond personally preferred marmalade, so he decided Paddington would too. Simple as that. Though, fun fact, Paddington once appeared in a honey brand ad, which some fans thought was a complete betrayal. Michael Bond made a blink and you'll miss it cameo in the Paddington movie. He's credited as kind gentleman and can be spotted raising a glass of wine in a cafe as Paddington drives past in a taxi. Definitely something to look out for on your next rewatch. He's even on coins. In 2018 and 2019, the UK released special 50p coins featuring Paddington visiting different London landmarks, like the Tower of London, Buckingham Palace, and of course Paddington Station. But if you want to collect them, they'll cost you more than 50p. Michael Bond originally thought Paddington would be a UK thing, but no, this little bear went global. The books have been read by children all over the world, and there's even a Paddington statue in Lima, Peru. The amount of joy and happiness this movie brought me is hard to underestimate. I loved every second of it. The design is still there, and it was elevated with amazing graphic, great color grading, and costume design. The great addition to the first movie, continuing its narration style, adding new tricks and moves, but maintaining the level of humor and cuteness. The acting remains on the great level, and everyone involved did a great job. I love this movie, it goes so well alongside the first one. The message is beautiful, community matters, and even one polite young bear with big heart can bring people together. Watch only good movies, those which fill your heart with love and warmth.
Go pit pitty pat, pit pitty pat, pit. Sit kitty cat, we won't get home for hours. Relax and listen to the rain on the roof go. Blunk, blunk a blink, blunk, blunk a blink. Let's have a drink and shelter